On November 3, 2025, former President Donald Trump gave his first major interview since the election, instantly igniting national debate. The broadcast was watched by millions across the country, with anticipation running high as people wondered what he would say after months of relative silence. The conversation ranged from economic plans to immigration, touching on the most pressing issues facing the nation. Trump outlined his vision for job growth and border security, promising sweeping changes if given another term. But the real flashpoint was the question of political retribution, a topic that has divided Americans and dominated headlines. Would a second Trump term be about settling scores, or would it focus on moving the country forward? The interviewer pressed him for clarity, seeking a direct answer. His answers were ambiguous, fueling both hope and concern among viewers. Supporters saw strength, while critics worried about the implications for democracy. The interview was a chance for Trump to clarify his intentions, to address the nation and set the tone for his potential return to power. But instead, he offered a mix of tough talk and promises of prosperity, leaving many questions unanswered and the public divided. Moments touching on justice and revenge resonated most, as Trump hinted at holding certain individuals accountable, but stopped short of specifics. This left viewers to wonder: would he use presidential power to punish opponents, or would he rise above past grievances for the sake of unity? This duality, talk of prosecuting rivals while claiming to focus on national success, became the interview's central theme, sparking intense analysis from pundits and citizens alike. The nation is now left parsing his words, debating whether Trump's next chapter would be about justice, revenge, or renewal. Families, friends, and experts are all weighing in, each interpreting his statements through their own lens. The stage is set for a fierce debate about power, the rule of law, and the future of American politics. As the country looks ahead, the impact of this interview will be felt in every corner of the political landscape. The interview's most direct and revealing moment came when the topic shifted to the controversial issue of prosecuting political rivals. Trump was pressed on whether, if elected again, he would pursue legal action against his political opponents, a question that has sparked intense debate across the country. He firmly stated that he wouldn't personally instruct the Justice Department to target his adversaries. However, he left ambiguity by emphasizing that decisions would ultimately rest with his Attorney General and the FBI Director, both of whom he would appoint. Critics quickly pointed out that this stance could allow Trump to enable retribution while maintaining plausible deniability, essentially giving a green light without leaving fingerprints. During the interview, Trump even named specific targets, such as members of the January 6th committee, strongly hinting at possible legal consequences for those he views as adversaries. By strategically appointing loyalists to crucial positions within the Justice Department and other agencies, Trump could pursue his grievances indirectly, shaping outcomes without issuing explicit orders. This approach blurs the line between the fair administration of justice and political payback, raising serious concerns about the impartiality and independence of the justice system. The very idea of using the Justice Department as a tool against political opponents threatens the long-standing American norm of peaceful transitions of power and nonpartisan law enforcement, which are cornerstones of democracy. Ultimately, Trump's stance signals that even if he claims to be hands-off, he has a clear and detailed list of grievances he expects to see addressed, making the issue a central part of his political agenda. The interview soon shifted focus to one of the most contentious topics in recent American history. The discussion centered on the fate of those charged in connection with the January 6th events at the Capitol, a day that continues to spark heated debate across the nation. Former President Trump reiterated that he would seriously consider granting pardons to many of those involved, promising to review each case individually. He signaled broad support for those he refers to as patriots, suggesting he sees many as unfairly targeted. For his loyal base, this promise is more than just a policy stance. It's a demonstration of unwavering loyalty and an attempt to correct what they perceive as politically motivated prosecutions. On the other hand, critics argue that issuing mass pardons would undermine the rule of law, potentially encouraging future political violence and setting a dangerous precedent for accountability. The very idea of excusing those who participated in the Capitol riot has become a flashpoint, further dividing the country, energizing Trump's supporters while deeply alarming his opponents. Trump's stance on pardons serves as both a powerful political tool and a central issue in the ongoing debate over justice and responsibility for January 6th. Whether or not he would actually pardon those involved remains one of the most polarizing and closely watched questions of his potential return to the White House. This debate highlights the deep and persistent divide over how Americans interpret the events of that day and what it means for the future of democratic norms and the rule of law in the United States. Despite talk of retribution, Trump repeatedly pivoted to economic success as his main goal. He claimed that making America prosperous would be the ultimate revenge against his critics. This message aims to broaden his appeal, shifting focus from personal vendettas to national progress. Trump emphasized job creation, lower prices, and growth, presenting himself as a results-driven leader. He framed prosperity as proof that his critics were wrong, making their opposition irrelevant. This success as revenge rhetoric lets him sound magnanimous while still hinting at triumph over adversaries. Skeptics question whether he can truly separate economic goals from personal grievances. The contradiction between his words and actions leaves voters wondering which Trump would govern. Trump's interview left viewers with mixed signals, promising both retribution and national unity. His tough talk about prosecuting rivals energized his base, while his focus on prosperity targeted moderates. This dual messaging allows supporters to hear promises of accountability, while swing voters hear pledges of economic growth. The ambiguity is strategic, letting Trump appeal to both camps without committing fully to either path. Is he planning to move on, or is success just a cover for settling scores? The interview didn't resolve this tension, instead highlighting the two competing visions for a second term. Trump's balancing act keeps his coalition together, but leaves the nation uncertain about his true priorities. The question remains, will his presidency be defined by justice, prosperity, or both? The interview sparked criticism not just of Trump, but also of the journalist and network. Many felt the interviewer failed to challenge Trump's bold claims, allowing misinformation to go unchecked. This reignited debate over journalism's role. Should reporters confront falsehoods in real time, or provide analysis afterward? Critics argue that failing to fact-check powerful figures on the spot is a disservice to the public. The controversy highlights the challenge of covering politicians known for making unsupported statements. The network's approach drew ire from those demanding more rigorous standards in political journalism. The interview's handling became a case study in the responsibilities of the media during high-stakes moments. It underscored the importance of media literacy and accountability in shaping public understanding. In the end, Trump's interview raised more questions than it answered, especially on retribution. His mixed messages let both supporters and critics find evidence for their beliefs. Would a second term focus on punishing enemies or building prosperity, or both at once? Trump could delegate retribution while publicly championing economic growth, creating a volatile dynamic. The public's reaction and criticism of the journalist shows the nation's struggle to process his words. The interview reflected not just Trump's mindset, but also the challenges facing American media and politics. The deep divisions and competing narratives exposed in the conversation will shape the political landscape ahead. Whether Trump's next presidency would be about retribution or renewal remains an open and urgent question.